One Punch Man Chapter 124, New Fubuki Group. So another great chapter, and this was a short one. This was a great chapter. We got a few things to talk about, so let's get into it. So the timing of this chapter picking up from the previous one is a little odd, because it's not directly picking up where that left off. It appears that what we're seeing at the end of 123 is kind of happening partly into this chapter, because when this one starts off, we see them like evading a spam attack from Rover and then trying to take cover, and then he blindsides them and then hits them with a point-blank blast, and then that's when Fubuki is able to shield them from the blast, and we see the blood coming out of her left eye, and she says, "Without my protection just now, there would be nothing left of you. You owe me." And that was a little odd, because I thought, wait, is she just saying the same thing that she said at the end of chapter 123? But no, that's not the case. These are just the same sequences lining up with each other, or at least that's how I perceive things. Now, also, that's going into a slight continuity error here with Fubuki, as we see that her dress is like torn up and a few inches of it are missing after she blocks the initial blast from Rover, at least at the end of 123. And if this is syncing up with this sequence, then her dress would still look like that, which it doesn't afterwards. Now, no, it's not a big deal. It's just like a small error. It would have been nice to see a little bit of, more of Fubuki's body and skin showing, but, we'll take what we can get. And also, I'm sure once Murata is made aware of this, he will fix it later on. Anyway, let's unpack some of the earlier dialogue before we got to that point, because Bomb points out that Rover has already been injured. Now, of course, I'm sure they don't know that Saitama had punched Rover, but evidently it is made aware that he is not at his full power right now. He is still recovering from that massive punch that he took from Saitama in Chapter 106. And this is illustrated by us seeing like the blood dripping from Rover. So I guess he's got like a wound or something, or he's just blood coming out of his mouth or something. I don't know. We don't really see the damage that has been done to him, but it's kind of just set and we see that blood. So that's kind of cool, and it's going into how Bang and Bomb and Fubuki, I should say, are going to have a chance at even competing with Rover at this point, because Fubuki makes it pretty clear, like, I've never seen a monster of this level. There's nothing we can do against it. And then Silver Fang's like, it's probably one of the Monster Association's strongest members, which is obviously true. So it's possible that the blasts that he's delivering here are probably weakened as well, which is a reason why Fubuki is able to withstand these blasts. Well, I mean, I don't want to completely discount her. She's way more powerful than what we initially thought. Like, for a B-class hero, even though she probably could be A-class still, this is an incredibly impressive feat. Like, could you imagine, like, E-Iron being able to deflect one of Rover's blasts? Very unlikely. But it also appears that this might be Fubuki at her limit, just like stopping one of these blasts, which was a rather powerful one. It seems like there's a distinction between his blasts in this chapter. Like, he could shoot off like smaller ones at more rapid of a pace, but then he'd like charge up and shoot like a massive one. And it looks like she was able to stop the bigger one of the blasts, because it's like she's bleeding from like her nose and eyes, and she says that she's probably not going to be able to stop the next one. So regardless of if she can't stop multiple, it's still impressive that she can just stop one of these, even close up as it is. And then this leads us to Fubuki essentially mentally giving up, which you can't really blame her. But then we get this fun little like what if scenario thought in her mind, where we see like how she envisions the new Fubuki group, like still delusional as ever, even when she's at death's door, like still imagining that like Saitama, Silver Fang, and Genos are gonna be a part of the Fubuki group, and she even mentions them being in the new Fubuki group in this chapter. So just add some levity to this chapter, not all doom and gloom and everything. And also this panel is chef kiss remarkable. Fubuki from the backside, I must say. If you follow me on Twitter, you know my thoughts on that. But we get a new reveal, a whole bunch of new information and a new power dynamic from Fubuki here. This buff ability that Fubuki apparently is able to give others. We didn't know about this, and this is really cool. I mean, it's giving Fubuki more things to do. It's making her more significant of a character rather than just being like a shield. Now she can give buffs. So Fubuki's like a really strong support character right now, because obviously she can't be a powerhouse like the rest of these S-class level people, down here. So it's awesome that she's going to have more of a role here as like a support person, which is kind of lacking, honestly. We don't really see too much of like people in the back like helping others and like especially buffing them, but the buff that she is able to grant to Bang and Bomb, apparently, I don't know, it's like a shot of stem cells or something. I don't know. She says she's reinforced their body so they should be able to move a little bit faster, and of course it's temporary. And then Bang and Bomb say it's affected them by like taking away the pain in their knee and their back, and they could just move better. So I'm sure some of you immediately thought, oh my god, is she putting them back in their prime? Now, I don't think it's going that far. She's buffed them in some way, made them more agile, taken away their pain. So now they have definitely received a power boost from this. They are more agile and seemingly more physically capable after this point, because we see a friggin' incredible feat of power from Bang here. So Rover does like the burst shot where he shoots like 3 of his blasts at once, which are smaller than the other blasts that we've seen so far, like I noted earlier. And Fubuki, gotta give her credit to her in this scene. She's ready to go at this like head on. She's like, got the veins coming out of her neck and her face. So she's no chump. She's no coward. We found that out when she was going against Super S. She is conceited and delusional, but a coward, she is not. A true hero, she definitely is. But Silver Fang's like, nah, you've done enough. He jumps in front of her and friggin' deflects bare-handed Rover's blast with the water stream encampment. This is awesome. This does not happen in the webcomic. This is new stuff, and this is just, it's very fitting for Silver Fang because we all know that he's a beast, but like honestly, it's not really made too apparent how beastly he is in the manga yet. I mean, we did see what he was doing against Melzerguard and Elder Centipede and all that stuff, but we need more feats like this so that people can really understand that Silver Fang is number 3 in the S-Class for a reason. Like, he is a seriously powerful character. I mean, don't let his age, like, fool you. Now, let me go back to the Prime stuff, because Prime Silver Fang and Bomb, it's a very popular subject because we see how powerful Bang is at 82. And if we go back to when he was at his prime in his 30s, we can only assume that like he's way more powerful than that, obviously. Especially the comments that Murata made on it. But now we might be seeing like some of the crazy things that like almost, I guess, what a prime Bang would be capable of. I mean, he's deflecting these Rover blasts. Imagine what he could have done like when he had no pain and he was younger and he was in his prime. Like, man, so powerful. So fun to think about, honestly. But also, I'm not really sure if Bang is doing this by himself. It's difficult to really make out in this panel if Bang is just by himself, like, deflecting all of these blasts, because you also see Bomb on the side of him, like, mid-stance throwing a punch or something. So maybe Bomb assisted him in this, but regardless, still super impressive nonetheless. Like, not even Garo was able to deflect Rover's blasts. He kind of just had to take them on the chin and then survive them. Like, we've never really seen anyone deflect his blast like this, which is it's just incredible. Very fitting that Silver Fang would get an incredible feat like this. But then we get to the awesome climax of this chapter when Silver Fang's like, the sharpness has returned in my fist, and Fubuki's like shocked that he was able to do that because, you know, granted you would be, because we've seen how ridiculously overpowered Rover is. But then we go into the combination of the Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist and the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, and we finally see the Cross Fang Dragon Slayer Fist getting delivered to Rover, and this is just squashing him. Like, this is really messing him up, especially considering that it was already established that he was weakened, you know, coming off of the punch that he took from Saitama. So this thing might really do him in. Now, the Cross Fang Dragon Slayer Fist, what is that? Well, this is the first time we're seeing this in the manga, and we've seen them do combination attacks before against Elder Centipede. We saw them do the Void Aura Ripping Fist, but we can assume that this is probably above that move. Like, this is one of those moves that can only be done by having the Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist and the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. We've actually seen Garo attempt to do this move against Orochi, but he just doesn't, like, say that he's going to do it. He kind of silently does it. This is, like, towards the end of Chapter 92. And when we see, like, the final sequence, he has like the water stream in his leading hand, and then his cock back hand he has the whirlwind iron cutting fist, but we just never see him successfully do it because Orochi just beasts him with his own, one-armed or just double-armed multi-dragon water stream that he's capable of doing. But this is it. This is how powerful this thing is, that it's just like squashing Rover. Now, granted, we haven't seen the result of this fight yet, but this, I can assure you, is one of the strongest techniques in the series. And Murata just, of course, knocked it out of the park with how awesome this looks. But that's pretty much it for the chapter. Short, like I said, but still super satisfying and a great way to cap off the year. And honestly, I'm just happy we got anything in the first place. So let me know what you thought about this one. Let me know what you thought about the Fubuki artwork in this chapter. But if you like the video, guys, please give it a like. I also have a Patreon, gives you access to a weekly Q&A. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.